Hello. Alright, assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is TAHA and the topic for my talk is essentially how to go from freelance to company. Now, before I give my brief introduction, I first want to understand who's sitting in the audience. So raise your hands if you're interested in freelancing. So whoever is not raising their hand, I don't understand like why were they sitting in this talk for the first place. Now, secondly, who wants to later in life maybe open up their own agency or company? Sure. Alright, interesting. Now, the whole intention of this talk is not to enable you to open your own companies or how it is done. It is one of the objectives, but I'm more interested in telling you that it is not right for most of the people. So I hope that is the major takeaway from this talk. Now, those of you who feel that they're comfortable with all the difficulties and all the challenges, go for it. Best of luck. Alright, so a brief introduction of mine. I'm a computer vision engineer or applied scientist. I basically use algorithms to create applications. Some of you might have found these videos of mine surfing on Facebook or whatnot. So I created very interesting applications. So I'm an applied AI scientist, computer vision engineer. Now I create these applications and then put it inside my blog post for people to read and understand how it is done. And then I also put it in a video form on YouTube. So I'm a blogger and a YouTuber. Other than that, I sometimes give talks like this one. So I'm a teacher, and these are all done for free, right? But obviously I need to survive. So I do that by selling courses. So I grab the audience, putting out free content, and then maybe some of them are more interested in certain premium courses to start up. This is the business model. Other than that, I do consultation at some capacity. So I do consultation for small owners or maybe FRE consultation. Now, here's a note, I've never earned any money from FRE consultation because students just don't want to pay me for consultation, they just don't want to do it for free, right? So that is something I did. Other than that, I do contractorship. So if anyone has heard about OpenCV, anyone, right? So I work for the official OpenCV people. So I worked for them for 2 years as a contractor. I created technical content from them, the provider support and whatnot. I also wrote some articles on OpenCV, which is one of the most popular AI blog out there. Right? So these are some of the things that I am. Now, obviously, I'm not doing all of this alone. I have a team that helps me achieve all of this, and so I'm a manager and CEO at a very small company. We are less than 10 people. All of this is handled by my people, and I'm also a manager handling that. Now, all of this is called Build AI. This is an edtech startup of mine. I started it on September 2018, and this is what we do. Now, up till 2021, I was doing all of this, but most of my time was spent on the contractor part because this is where it was the cash cow for me. This is where I got most of the money. But this entails that I wasn't working on my stuff, on my company, but rather as a contractor for others. So I decided in 2021 to cut out these companies and just focus on my company. Was it a good decision? No. Very bad decision. Now, I was in serious trouble. I had, I thought I had a plan to make it work by doing edtech and courses, but I was in serious trouble. I had a few months of, cash burn left. I had to find another source of income or revenue to make it all work. This is where I created Build AI Solutions. Basically, it's an agency. It's a software services, just like another freelancing agency. So I started it in August 2021. Now it started by just creating an account on Upwork, obviously, and then I did work on Upwork and I got some organic clients to the website. I'll talk about that. So I repurposed my existing team that was working with Build AI to these operations. So I was also working on Build AI, but I repurposed most of my team to the agency operations. Now here's the thing. I just told you I started in August 2021. That means I had just 1 year of experience, not leading a company, but also starting freelancing. So I did not just starting a company, but I also started and go into the freelancing industry just a year ago. So So now I had to understand all the dynamics of how freelancing works. Also build a company and get enough revenue to put us out of trouble and get into the main thing. So why me? So these are the reasons why I think I have some insights that may benefit you. Why this is going to work for you. So I have already managed a team before, so I know managerial stuff and what to do and what not. I have made a lot of mistakes and I know about some best practices that will help you a lot about. So, and finally, over the first year of freelancing, I built systems and processes that help me get clients, manage them, retain them, and whatnot. Now, whenever you start an agency, I would probably recommend that you start when you have at least 1 to 2K, making 1 to 2K consistently freelancing. Now that this is just a number I'm throwing up, but just understand this: you can't dive into agency right away or a company right away. Now I don't have the luxury to make that choice. I had to start an agency without doing individual freelancing. So and I rushed it. I made a ton of mistakes. I learned a lot from it. So first of all, if you are ever interested in agency, start at least when you're making at the minimum 2K. This number should be at a minimum 2K. Now, very important. Now, this is something that many people miss out on. So, what they do is that they usually start freelancing in somewhere just after graduation or in between their final year, and then they decide I can create an agency out of it. But that is a very long way to go about it. Consider this as a military service. There are countries where you have to do some sort of service in the military, and then you go out about your life. So you have to do a 9 to 5. You have to understand all the ropes, how things work, how companies work. This is very important. Now, obviously, I also missed that. but again, I made a lot of mistakes and I learned a lot, and I created all this process on the own. So if you do these things, you're pretty much covered. Now, find a good partner. Now, I'm talking about the co-founder, not the other way, right? So find a good co-founder, and this I can't stress how important this is. Not only it will save you, time and handling all the processes and all the different stuff, but it will also help you emotionally. And believe me, more than the actual work, there is a huge emotional toll. When you're working, you're leading the company, you're the sole founder, you're the sole stakeholder, so there's a lot of mental pressure. And you just can't talk about it, right? So you need someone that I'm really serious about this. This is a huge emotional toll. I started as a sole capacity. I'm still a co-founder, but so I understand, how much of an emotional toll it takes on you. So get a co-founder and a good partner for a data freelancer is to get a co-founder who has expertise in web and mobile marketing. It's a solid combination for shipping out products. Now, another major thing: don't start by hiring employees. This is a real red flag for you. Don't hire them. Hire instead contractors, part-time, hourly contractors. So with employees, obviously, you have to pay out a fixed amount of salary each month, regardless of the money you're making. Initially, it will be the money you're making will be very low. You're making sometimes you make enough, sometimes you make more, but you have to hire contractors based on project-based, hourly-based, or whatnot. So hire part-time contractors. Anyone can hire a contractor. So it's pretty easy if you go this way. Alright. When I started this talk, I asked people, all of you, if you're interested in creating your company. Now I want to ask you another question. Why do you want to create an agency? What's the motive? What's the intention? So anyone here, just give me something. Yeah. Right. जैसे कि पैसा आगे नहीं आया. Right. So another reason, that's a good one. Scalability. And why the scalability? What would benefit you personally? You want to work on more projects. Alright. Another one? Any other person? So there are many people who are interested in starting a company, but you're not sure why do you want to start a company, right? It's a question that you should ask yourself, because it's a huge kind of trouble that you're getting into while you're going to start a company or start an agency, right? Ask yourself the motive for starting an agency. And if I summarize, I think most of the incentives are these things. People need to create something that makes more revenue. They want more autonomy, control, and ownership of the thing that we create, and they want to appear more authoritative, right? I want to have, own a company, and you want to have that prestige. So these are some of the reasons I think people do say when they start an agency. Now there are other paths. I want to let you know that there are other paths than creating an agency to achieve these goals, right? Consider remote jobs. Now I won't go into the benefits of remote job because it was already covered by a person, so it's hugely beneficial. And a second path is become really good at something, so good that you're a consultant in that area. Now, I think there was someone called Pfizer who's in charge of WomenInTech who gave a talk. She has an hourly rate of $100+ an hour, I think, on a book, right? And this happens now in data freelancing. It's usually even more. So a couple of $100 an hour you will charge if you are an expert, really good at something in some specific niche of data. Either specialized computer vision topic or whatnot, so you can charge $100 per hour in consultation. So this will free up all of your time. You learn a lot with just spending a couple of hours to get a whole month of salary. So it goes to say you become really good at something really small but really good, right? And finally, another note I would say: don't confuse software startups with an agency or a software house. These are two completely different things. So if you're interested, I want to be the next big guy, I want to create a $1 billion company, don't confuse that with a software house. It's a different thing. You can create a software house first by working in an individual capacity and bootstrapping the product idea later on in the life when you feel like it. But it's not necessarily the path you create, work as a freelancer, you create an agency, then you create products. So this is a path that usually most of the people take, but it's not necessarily the only way to go about it. Right? Do understand this. Where to get clients? So obviously most of the people here are familiar with the marketplaces. Upwork, Freelancer, Fiverr. The most lucrative one is here is Upwork for if you want to expand into an agency. But there are many drawbacks about it. I think some of the guys covered it. You can't control the client on your terms. There are some shitty clients that you have to deal with just for the sake of rating, just for you have to play on their terms. And it's not right, it's not okay. So this is very problematic. I would recommend everyone that this is a solution for the starting, when you can start with this, but you have to leave this place out. You have to somehow move away from it. I mean, it's not good if you're earning like 500, if you have a number like $1 million on a profile, and I've seen those profiles, and I asked myself, why in the world did they spend so much time on this? It's not making any sense. So the other space that you should explore is the outbound marketing. Now, this is an area where you can get really good and you can target specific niches. For example, consider this. You create something regarding sports analytics. Like you have someone that, for example, you create something for basketball, football, something like that. Then you can target sports companies, sports coaching programs, and you can sell them those specific areas, right? So outbound marketing is really good. You can run cold emailing campaigns, you can join groups, LinkedIn or whatever place, and you can do networking. So there's a lot of outreaching that you can do, and there's a lot of interesting clients that you can grab, and you can grab clients from the world come. Alright, finally, the third one is inbound marketing and referrals. So when you land clients, he can recommend you to his clients and whatnot. So you can get referrals that way. And inbound marketing is the most sustainable way to get clients. Because once you create evergreen content in the form of blogs or videos, someone also covered that. So it will help you land clients. It goes a long way in helping you get recurring clients and on a regular basis. So, and this you own the content. So if you create content, you can constantly get clients without doing any work. But obviously this takes most of the work. It takes a long time, but if you create content on a regular basis, on some capacity, eventually it will work out for you. Client onboarding drill. So there is a client onboarding drill that I think someone should create. Now this is something that we do, but I have summarized a lot of it. So client reaches out to you by Upwork on any other medium. You first of all schedule a 15-minute call. You can use a tool like Calendly to help you automate a lot of stuff. Then you can optionally send an intro packet to the client. Now, usually client will ask some common questions. What is your hourly rate? How much do you charge? How do you bill? What times do you go? And who are you? Have you done any similar projects? So you can create a very nice intro packet, either in form of slides or Google Doc. You can send it in that intro packet. This will save a lot of time in the talk, the 15-minute talk, right? You send an intro packet to the client. Now before the talk, you do some 30-minute research on the client, like what it is the project about. Finally, during the talk, you have to do two things. You have to sell yourself if the client is good enough, and you have to understand the feasibility of the project. Is it doable under the client's constraints, under the client budgets, and whatnot? If all is good, you have a green light. Now you can do some road mapping sessions, some project discovery sessions. This is where you will have a set of meetings with the client so that you can lay down all the facts and all the things to create a final proposal. If you do create a final proposal at this stage, after the first meeting, it is really bad because you don't have all the details. The proposals will be very inaccurate, and it is not the right way to go about it. Now, if all is good and you create the final proposal, you send it to the client, and you get the client to approve it, you can give him the first invoice and you can send him the contract. Now, if you're using Upwork, obviously you don't send him the invoice and contract, Upwork does it on its own. But again, it's very interesting if you send a contract to him outside of Upwork, because you can put conditions like if you do any additional work outside of the lead scope, you have to charge extra. And you can also put in other clauses that will save you from a lot of trouble. This is an advantage that you get when you're working outside of Upwork. Finally, after the client clears the invoice and signs the contract, the project can begin. Very important. Outside of Upwork, you have a very big advantage of getting the money first, then starting work. Usually, what we do is we get 50% of the payment upfront. This is a big advantage. Now, this time the client plays your game. Right? You're not depending upon the client for a review, for pay or not. So this is very important. This is why I will recommend everyone to play outside of Upwork if they can. Another thing that I will tell you that sometimes you have clients that are not sure even if they're going to pay or not, and you're thinking why should you start on that or what you can do is then build them for the road mapping session. So usually if the project is very big and you're not sure about the plan, will you convert or not, then you can give them a proposal just for the road mapping session. Now this will give you two benefits. First, road mapping session will cost very cheap, like it's a couple of meetings. Secondly, you know if the client is really willing to pay you this amount or not. Right? So this is something that you can do depending upon the nature of the client. Billing methods. So very quickly, hourly billing, milestone based, weekly based, monthly retainers. So the one I like the most is the hourly billing. I hate milestone based because there's a lot of things that change throughout the scope of a project. Then weekly based. I usually combine hourly and weekly to build at the end of each week we tell them this was done, and this many hours was spent. So we combine both of them. Finally, if you develop a product and you know that client has enough funds, you can get him on a retainer, a monthly retainer. That is also very lucrative. 4 methods of receiving the money. So if you're working on Upwork, obviously you get the payment via Upwork and you transfer it into your. But outside of Upwork, one thing that you can do is create an LLC in US. Someone I think also covered that. And so I'll skip that. So and another thing that you can do is use Payoneer's bank account. I think it's also a use account, but I don't use that because the conversion rate is a lot lower. Then another thing that you can do, if you have an LLC, you can also use Stripe. So you can, and it's easier for clients to pay via their card, but there is some commission involved. You make sure the client pays extra for the commission. You're not the one paying for the commission. Third, transfer to the Pakistani company account. So we have a company account in Pakistan, but this is the most difficult for many of the clients. You have to do international wire transfer, they don't like that. Finally, the last one is third-party billing services. There are many out there that take a 2-3% commission and they let you transfer the money to any other party. Right? So these are the 4 methods of receiving the money. Other things I will quickly go over because I think I'm running out of time. Finances, handling your finances properly. And initially, what you want to do is create a spreadsheet. Make sure to note down all the costs, all the goings in, and all the goings out. Later on, when you have enough people, you will probably want to use an accounting software like Zeal. And get a ready accountant on a retainer basis. So this will help you a lot later on. Use contracts. I told you the advantages of using contracts. Internal infrastructure. Now you have to use proper SaaS tools to handle all the systems and processes. Use something like Meetup for task management. Use time tracking tools like Cloudify. So if you have remote employees, remote contractors, you have to measure their time and how they're spending their time. And you can use Google Chats. for internal communications and Google Meets for activity. And another very interesting tool that you should know is Loom for passive video calls. Over time, you want to meet with someone to explain this, but they're not available. Right? What you do is use Loom to create passive video calls, and they can get to watch it at their own time. This is one of the tools that is very cheap, but it has saved a lot for our company. Finally, client management, properly handle the clients. So you have to try to move clients outside of to dedicated Slack channels. This will be very useful for you. And the other thing that you do is create a system for storing the client assets. Maybe you have something other than GitHub, and use tools like Trello for moving tasks, like the whole project about. Later on, if you have enough people in the company, you can move to more complicated tools like Jira. This is for big development. Initially, you don't need to use that. Use just Trello, like common set, or Meetup will also serve in the same way. Finally, project costing. So whenever someone asks you how much is this going to cost you, so what do you say? It doesn't. You don't throw numbers in the air, right? This is the main thing. Don't throw numbers in the air. Do proper analysis of how much is going to cost you, and then you like have a padding for safety overheads, company overheads, and then have some profit margins, and then give in the cost. This system is scaled. Otherwise, you just got to know how much I would charge. This kind of thing is also something that you judge the nature of the plant. If it has deep pockets, then you add more buffer. So this is something that you learn through time. Avoid these problems. Finally, this is the last slide. Avoid these problems. Inefficient systems and processes in all segments of the business. So you want to move in and create systems and processes. This is good. This is the goal. Initially, this will cost friction, and you will lose clients, and you will have more budget overheads. But this will eventually turn out to be the thing that will help to scale. Very important. Going after the wrong client and too much diversification in the offerings. So this is very important. I've seen people specializing in a small niche in computer vision, like OCR. OCR is one of the hottest areas in computer vision. So if you just specialize in that area and go after the client, not only it will tell the client that you are the go-to expert in that area, but it will also create a system for you